Hello all, it's James Johnson aka Sulfur Blade. Welcome back to my channel, welcome back to my content, and welcome back to Football Coach College Dynasty. So here we are at the end of another season, wrapping things up against Ball State, our quote-unquote rival. It's rivalry week, which is week 13. We are currently 9-2, with a loss coming to The Ohio State University and to Illinois. We are 8-0 in the conference, probably the favored to win our conference, and we're hoping that we might be able to push a little bit deeper into the playoffs this year. So let's go ahead and jump in and see how all of that transpires. We're favored by 23.5 against our rival. Lot of nil actually riding on this game, with actually three booster objectives hinging on this Ball State game. Alright, we got tails here. Ball State has elected to receive the ball. We're going to jump in and get this party started. It's 1st and 10 on ball 25, 2nd and 6, 3rd and 4, 1st and 10, 2nd and 12, 3rd and 5, 4th and 5, and they've punted. On our first set of downs, I'm going to let the offensive coordinator do his thing, hopefully without interjecting, even leaving him have his end around. Though I have to draw the line on the quarterback sneak. There's no reason for that at this point in the game. Can't we just, appropriately run the ball? Thank you. Touchdown. Okay, 2nd and 10, 3rd and 5, 4th and 15. We now have the ball, and we won't be doing any quarterback sneaking. Let's just run it up the gut. And another touchdown. It's now 14-0. We're up on our rivals. 2nd and 6, 3rd and 6, 4th and 6, and they punted. We have the ball. Things are going all right, it looks like. 2nd and 2, 1st and 10. I just let a quarterback sneak happen. Oh well. And field goal try from 41. It's good. 17-0. 2nd and 12. 3rd and 12. 4th and 12. Punt. And we're immediately punting ourselves. 1st and 10. 2nd and 11. 3rd and 8, 4th and 5. Okay, offense is back underway. Or are they? No, we're punting once again. We have them pinned deep on the 1-yard line. And the defensive coordinator is not going anywhere near as reckless as I want on such a situation. Let's throw as much as we possibly can at them, please. And 2nd and 8. 3rd and 8. 4th and 3, we're returning the punt. Okay, return, play action. and touchdown. Okay, clock has run out on the first half. It's currently 24-0. And we are off to the races once more. It seems we're going to get held up at the 44-yard line. Going for a fairly long field goal. And it's good. Fourth and 13. They punted. We have the ball again. 4th and 1. You know what? We're going to go for it here. Goal line, stand, but not on the goal line. Here we go. Fourth down acquired, or conversion acquired. And touchdown. Third and 7, 4th and 1. Punt with a huge return. Wide receiver Quincy Harrington returns the punt 76 yards for a touchdown. We cannot be denied in this game. It's 41-0. And 2nd and 10, 3rd and 8. Clock has run out on the third quarter. 1st and 10, 2nd and 4. 1st and 10, 1st and 10. Are we going to give up points here? We are. 41-7 against our rivals. Okay. Our drive has been stopped. We're punting. Okay, it's 2nd and 11, 3rd and 4, 1st and 10, 2nd and 12, 3rd and 5, 1st and 10, 2nd and 10, 1st and goal, 2nd and goal, 3rd and goal. They scored a touchdown. Okay, so we've given up 2 touchdowns late in the game. Fourth and 5, we're punting once more. 2nd and 7, 3rd and 7, 4th and 7. Turnover on downs. And we can kneel this game out, and we're going to do so. Alright, let the clock run out of the game. We were a little low on our normal yardage, only 378, with 181 rush yards and 197 pass yards. Actually, that's kind of an odd game for us. Typically, we have more rush yards than pass yards. But that's fine. Let's finish game and advance the week. Hopefully we don't receive any crazy injuries. The season has been a bit plagued with injuries to our offensive line. But thankfully we have a lot of good offensive linemen, so we haven't suffered too badly, because we've had some pretty quality backups that have been able to jump in and take the place. No new injuries, that's good. And you've been invited to the Mid-America Conference Championship. Who would have thought? Players recovering from injuries, one of our cornerbacks. And we have a commitment. We lost the battle for this corner. It's one we tossed a fair amount of nil at. Still could not lure them away from Michigan State. Alright. So we had a corner returning. Let's start with that. Be nice to have him back in the lineup. And to recruiting, we will remove him from the targets. We will go with points ahead estimate. How badly do I want this guy? Wow, they're really throwing the nil at him. Okay, with that corner situation, do we have a corner situation? I think we do. We might have to rectify the corner issue. We could not get this linebacker and still be fine. Who are our other linebackers? The 70 C potential, 68 B plus. And then we already have a guy that signed, probably. Yes. I'll throw 100 more nil at you, but no more. We might not win you. That's fine. We have the linebacker positions covered anyway. The corner situation, however, we don't completely have cornered. Pardon the pun. Right. Are we on the lead on anybody here that would be alright? This is what we know of corners that we have the lead on. We have an A- potential. Maybe. Or Is he already in the squad? Why won't it let me target him? Committed. He's on the squad. Okay. We're going to be exploring the bargain basement. Minus. Well, needs must, I suppose. Congratulations, you didn't think you were going to make it into college football, and now you might. We'll even send you a pitch. It'll make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Alright, so that should be everything done this week. Here we have all of these accomplishments. Do we have a cornerback that's going to win all conference honors? I have no idea if we do or not. Hopefully. Let's see what's going on in our Defensive Player of the Year struggle. We have a linebacker, 2 linebackers, and a defensive line. We have a cornerback going for Freshman of the Year. Right. We're on top of the conference. What if we go back to the league? How are we doing for the big that's defensive? Over here, we've dropped down to 3rd place. That is fine, I suppose. I was not wanting to lose another running back to the draft. Okay, the Ohio State University beat Michigan. Interesting game, to be sure. What are we looking at going into the end of the year? LSU is 12-0. Notre Dame is 12-0. Ohio State 11-1. Florida State 11-1. Alabama 10-2. Anybody unusual up in the top here? Rice, Cal, Oregon, Penn State, Duke, Wyoming, Maryland might be a little unusual. Pittsburgh, Georgia, Arkansas, Stanford, BYU, Virginia, Texas. Okay. Let's go ahead and advance. Player recovering from injury. Get some signings here. Okay. Excellent. And look at that cornerback. He's already like, yeah, I'm all for it, coach. Put me in. Is it me, or has his quality dropped off a bit? Wasn't he 59 before? Oh well. Right, we're barely winning this one evidently right now. Oops, no, wrong pitch. Ohio. I was expecting Miami. Alright, well, a little bit different. Still, I think we're the favorites. Shing, stop the run. Lock in the focus. We have a tight end that returned, I'm pretty sure. Alright, what happened over here? There it is. Big divisional game against Miami, Ohio. They won their rival. They're Miami's rival, and they beat Miami at the end of the year. Big game for them, pushing them into the championship. Okay. let's jump in and bring an end to their fairly decent season. Okay, Ohio's elected to defer to the second half, and we will play ball. Looks like it's snowing today. We are playing in Detroit. So we're not at Ohio's, and we're not at our. We are just, yeah. We're playing in Detroit, evidently. So here we go. I'm guessing the Silver Dome doesn't have the top up right now, and we've got some snow going on. No, we're not going to be kicking a 54-yard field goal. We will, however, punt it. Alright, 2nd and 4, 1st and 10, 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10, 4th and 10. Let's go, guys. Touchdown, we're on the board first. Okay, 2nd and 7, 3rd and 6. Ohio has fumbled. We have the ball in great field position. None of that quarterback sneaking stuff. That'll be a touchdown. Second and 13, 3rd and 7, 1st and 10, 2nd and 7, 3rd and 4. First quarter's done. 4th and 3. Missed field goal. We're taking over. Third and 4 leads to 4th and 4. We're going to have to punt. We've got them fairly deep. 2nd and 10. 3rd and 4. 1st and 10. 2nd and 10. 3rd and 6. 4th and 3. Alright, they punted to us. Off we go. None of that. And touchdown. 21-0. 1st and 10, 2nd and 9. 1st and 10, 2nd and 13, 3rd and 13, 4th and 13. Here we go. 2nd and 12. Okay, we're struggling a little bit here on offense. Gonna have to punt. 1st and 10, 2nd and 5, 3rd and 4, 1st and 10, 2nd and 10. Ohio fumble. Taking over in good field position. Evidently we're gonna have to kick a field goal, and it's good. 24-0. Looks like that'll be the stat line at the end of the first half. Alright, here we are beginning the second half. We're on defense at 2nd and 10, 3rd and 5, 1st and 10, 2nd 11, 3rd and 8, 1st and 10, 2nd and 6, 3rd and 6, 1st and 10, 2nd 11, 3rd and 11. A long field goal attempt from 51 yards in the snow. It's missed. Okay, we're taking over and we're starting off with an end around. We got a couple yards. Alright. 2nd and 9. 3rd and 6. Looks like it's going to be a field goal for us. And it's good. 1st and 10. 2nd and 6. 3rd and 1. 1st and 10. 2nd and 4. 1st and 10. 2nd and 10. Third quarter's over. It's 3rd and 5. It's 1st down. 2nd and 4. 3rd and 3. They're punting. They are. Alright, off we go. Good drive so far. Should wrap this one up. Another touchdown. 34-0. I think it's all over but the singing at this point. 2nd and 10. 3rd and 2. 1st and 10. 2nd and 5. 3rd and 1. 4th and 2. 4th down conversion. Last desperate drive. 1st and 10. 1st and 10. 1st and goal. 2nd and goal. They got on the board. The kick for a touchback. They didn't go for an onside kick. I'm shocked. Alright, I guess we will kneel on it. Let's end this game. Right, so we handily won the conference championship against Ohio. Alright, congratulations on winning the 2029 Mid-American Championship. This is Northern Illinois' 3rd conference championship. This is head coach James Johnson's 3rd conference championship. Alright, let's check up the selection. Rank 25 is Army. We beat them at the beginning of the year, if I do remember. BYU is 24. Nebraska is 23. Stanford 22. Arkansas 21. Pittsburgh 20. Maryland 19. Georgia 18. Penn State 17. Duke 16. UCLA 15. Rice 14. Cal is 13. And there we are, Northern Illinois in the 12 spot. Seems about right. Oklahoma in front of us. Michigan. Wyoming. Alabama. USC. Clemson. Notre Dame. Oregon. Florida State. Ohio State at number 2, and LSU at 1. Alright, let's show the playoff bracket and bowl invites. Alright, we are Notre Dame. It's going to be a rough one. Might be a first round out. Probably it's going to be a first round out then. Let's bring the bracket up if we can. Is it going to come up? I clicked the button and nothing happened. Alright, well that's fine. We have an injury, one of our linebackers. Oh, that's unfortunate. This is the linebacker we were battling for. Close battle, but we narrowly lost out to Kansas State. So we will have not spent any nil this year. So we might still be able to acquire someone interesting during transfers, as we'll have all our money to play with. Though we do have a pretty much full roster. During transfers, we could probably let somebody go to give us a little bit of flexibility for the transfers. Alright, the rest of these guys just... No, wrong pitch. The rest of these guys just need to get off their duffs and sign. There's just no reason for them to be waiting around on their commitments at this stage. Army wins close game against Rice. Northern Illinois' defense suffocates Ohio. Rushing touchdown, Stephen Dickens. 8th in yards. Linebacker up here in the sacks category. Passing. Jimmy Dickey pass completion. Rushing and receiving. Rush touchdowns, rush yards. Well, this category seems like we've already looked at it. Defense, special teams, punt returns for touchdowns, punt return yards, extra points made. Extra points attempted, 59 of 59, good. Alright, let's advance the bye week. Alright, we got some award ceremonies here. Player of the Year. Let's reveal the finalists. We have QB Mackie David from Penn State. We've got our running back Stephen Dickens. Quarterback Jonathan Irvin from LSU. QB Taylor Rose from Notre Dame. And QB Hudson Whitaker for the Buckeyes. So we've got 4 quarterbacks versus our running back. And it's Mackie David for Penn State University, who beats out Stephen Dickens. So we were second in the voting category, it looks like. Okay, Defensive Player of the Year. Devon Jeffries, cornerback for Nebraska. Nicholas Lloyd, defensive lineman for The Ohio State University. Cornerback Raul Muller for USC. Defensive lineman Malachi Nicholson from Duke. And defensive lineman Bennett Parker from Michigan. Simon says it's going to be defensive lineman Nicholas Lloyd for The Ohio State University. Alright, Freshman of the Year. We have Stephen Dickens for ourselves. We have Francisco Haley for The Ohio State University. We have Jaden McGee for Notre Dame. Dennis Rivers for UConn. And Gerald Vega for Penn State. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that our Stephen Dickens wins, seeing as he was also up for Player of the Year. So a freshman up for Player of the Year should be an automatic Freshman of the Year. Just saying. Yeah. Was it even close? No, it wasn't even close. Coach of the Year. Reginald Burnett for Kansas. Mid-American Coach of the Year was Central Michigan University's Hudson Page with his high-powered offense. No love for us. Alright, the All-Americans. First team offense, Stephen Dickens. Anderson Hoover, one of our offensive linemen. First team defense, none of our guys. Alright, second team offense. Nobody. No love. Second team defense, William Bowens gets on there. Alright, third team offense. None of our guys. Third team defense. None of our guys. Okay. Alright, all conference. So here we got some important things. We've got Jimmy Dickey, Stephen Dickens, wide receiver Jake Tharp. Interesting. Offensive lineman Anderson Hoover, Zachary Forbes, kicker Jeremy Hardy, returner Quincy Harrington. Now the defense, we have William Bowen, which we knew for sure, Jonathan Bass, linebacker. Gavin Bailey, linebacker. Jaden Christopher, linebacker. Hey, we have a corner here. All conference. Emilio Johns. We've accomplished that goal. Safety, Jose Gibson. And punter, Jonathan Archer. Second team, we got a few more people filling in here. We got our tight end, Curtis Dillard. More offensive linemen. What the hell? Our backup kick returner is second team kick returner? So we have first and second team kick returners? We do. How does that happen? But it happened. Okay, second team defense. The rest of our corners, the rest of our linebackers. Basically, our entire defense has made first or second team conference award winners. Okay, freshman of the year. First team All-American running back. First team All-American offensive lineman. Second team All-American defensive lineman. And then here we go. We've pretty much dominated the season. Yeah, we should be done here. Okay, end ceremony. Go to award winners. Back to the dashboard. That should be this final goal done. Have the quarterback win. So we have checked up all the boxes. Just going to get us a nice little payday this year. And we evidently have a signing. Okay, let's go back to recruiting. These guys really need to get off the pot. Alright, let's practice for our inevitable defeat against the Hens of Notre Dame. I mean, there's an outside shot we can hang around. I don't think it'll be a blowout. I think we'll keep it close and respectable. It's going to be hard to beat Notre Dame. But we're going to try. Adjusting depth chart. Do we have anyone healthy? No, we have someone unhealthy. Let's just go through our entire depth chart to make sure we haven't missed anybody. We got a couple of upset quarterbacks who want playing time. They'll have to get over themselves. I mean, Dickey is a senior this year. One of them is going to be getting playing time next year. They're just going to have to wait their turn. Running back wise, everything looks normal. You want playing time, huh? You're a junior. You might end up getting cut this year. Or you'll likely demand to be transferred. And we'll probably just let you go. Alright, wide receivers look about right. Tight ends look hunky-dory. Offensive line looks correct. Defensive line looks good. You know, we're going to leave you right there. There's no reason to move you. You're better than the back four. So you're going to start injured. Got 2 seniors leaving. You're likely going to get your shot, man. Just hang in there. Safeties, sophomore, 3 seniors. Okay, punter's going to be gone. Okay. Yeah, everything looks fine. Alright, here we go. Against Notre Dame. Have we ever played against them before? We have. We are 0-2 against Notre Dame. Not really a shocker there. Alright, we got the freshman of the year. They got ACC player of the year, 3rd team All-American, 3rd team All-American, 2nd team All-American. They don't have any injuries. Win 11 plus games this year, 12 wins. Alright, let's play ball. Notre Dame's favored by 5. Okay, Northern Illinois wins the toss. We will defer to the second half. This seems to be taking place in South Bend, Indiana. So we're in Notre Dame's home field. First and 10, 2nd and 10, 1st and 10, 1st and 10, 2nd and 10, 1st and 10, 2nd and 9, 3rd and 4. Have we held Notre Dame to a field goal attempt, a 39-yarder? And it's good. Coming out of the gates, slow. We're punting. It's 1st and 10, 2nd and 3, 1st and 10, 1st and 10, 2nd and 7, 1st and 10, 1st and 10, 2nd and 4. Touchdown. Notre Dame's up on us by 10 points already. And we got our first down. Okay, we're putting together a little bit of a drive here. So far, so good. And we get it across the end zone. Touchdown. We're hanging in this thing. Right, it's 3rd and 5. 4th and 5. We've stopped Notre Dame. They're punting. We've been stopped in our tracks. We're punting. It's 1st and 10, 2nd and 7. 1st and 10, 2nd and 14. 1st and 10, 2nd and 4. 1st and 10, 2nd and 9. 1st and goal. It's another touchdown, Notre Dame. We're down 10. Verticals? No. Punt. 1st and 10. 1st and 10. 1st and 10. 1st and 10. Can we get even a sniff of defense? 2nd and 3. 3rd and 3. 4th and 2. Held them to a field goal. They're 9. Punting. It's not looking very good right now. 2nd and 6. 3rd and 2. 4th and 1. They're going for a 51-yarder. They missed it. Okay, this will be some of the best field position we've had because of that attempt at a field goal. Alright. Come on, offense. Show we deserve to be in this game, please. Touchdown. Alright, we're back within a touchdown. It's the end of this first half, it looks like. 2nd and 10. Clock is going to run out. Right, can we put together an offensive drive here? Pull ahead of the Fighting Irish at the beginning of the second half, 21-20? Or am I dreaming? We got a beautiful kick return. The offensive coordinator wants an end around. Alright. Didn't go. No screen pass then. Come on, running game. Nope. No. Great punt return to yield us nothing but a field position situation. The punt didn't even punt well. Yeah. Bad punt. 1st and 10. 1st and 10. 2nd and 9. 1st and 10. 1st and 10. 2nd and 8. 1st and 10. 2nd and 5. 3rd and 5. Touchdown Notre Dame. We're down 2 scores again. Come on, offense. 2nd and 9. 3rd and 2. 1st and 10. 2nd and 10. 3rd and 10. 1st and goal. 2nd and goal. 3rd and goal. Field goal defense. Yeah, we're down 2 scores. Well, 2 scores if we get a 2-point conversion, that is. Offense, nothing going. We have not been able to get the offense going in this match. Punting. Our defense is doing everything they can against such a powerful team. Let the clock run out in the 3rd quarter. Third and 2. Alright. Alright. I'm liking what I'm seeing. All right. Touchdown. We're down 9. First and 10, second and 1. First and 10, second and 1. Third and 1. First and 10, second and 15. Third and 11. Fourth and 11. Field goal defense. They're kicking a 47-yarder. They missed a field goal. All right. That's an opportunity for us. A desperate opportunity. Maybe we can at least make the game look respectable in the stats. Let's go offense. Come on. They stopped us. Turnover on downs. First and 10, second and 9. Third and 6. They're punting? No. 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 Yes. Okay. Come on. Come on. Really, game? We don't even have a pass play that hasn't... Oh, it's because it's a medium pass. Alright. What, we've used up our medium anti-passes? Now we've used up our short passes. They're just totally they're totally expecting a pass. How about an outside run? They'll never see this coming. Oh, come on. Nothing, nothing, nothing. You know what? We can't win this game. We really can't. So, put some more points on the board and make it look respectable. Line up for a field goal. Let's go out of this game with our heads held high. 24-30. Notre Dame wins this conference playoff round, as we expected they would. Notre Dame was favored by 5. They won by 6. So it was respectable. All right. Northern Illinois lost. Let's go to recruiting. Remove all from targets. Alright guys, get off the pot already. Advancing the bye week. Okay. And then there were 2. How's it shaping up? What happened with Notre Dame? Notre Dame got beat by Oregon. So we got Oregon versus LSU, and we've got Florida State versus Ohio State. Alright, 1 guy left. It's National Championship Week. Who's made it? Ohio State versus LSU. Number 1 versus number 2. And Ohio State is our champions. They beat LSU and they beat us this year as well. Alright, athletic director evaluation. Win at least 9 games and beat Ball State. Expectations exceeded. Job extremely safe. Fan base passion change. We're up to a B+. Coaching integrity. We're sitting at 83%. Alright, coach updates. We have gained 2. Nothing for the skill badges. Gonna continue to stay well-rounded, or are we gonna want to pick a side? I think we're gonna continue to stay well-rounded. We are now a level 27 coach. Offensive coordinator. It's level 26 coach. Has an upgrade available. To training. And our defensive coordinator is a god among men. He's now a level 30 coach. That point will go into recruiting. Once max level, you can choose to exchange one skill for another. Swap skill badge. What do we got here? Set the tone, huh? I don't remember that one. Oh, these are the ones I'm being offered. All right, these are the ones he has. I'm looking at all this like, man, these don't seem like things I would have picked. All right, defense gains +2 on all defensive attributes when fishing. This was one I never liked, and he had it from the beginning. I might end up getting rid of this one. All defensive players get +10 defensive, tackling fundamentals. All defensive players tackling and pursuit, speed, kills, linebacker development, expert trainer. Yeah, we're getting rid of optionality. Select a new skill badge. This will replace an existing coach skill badge. Choose next. Do I get to pick which badge gets swapped, or is it a luck of the draw thing? Because if it's a luck of the draw thing, I don't want to lose some of these. Hopefully I get to pick. +2 man coverage in games. That's a straight up. Yeah, I like lockdown corners, I think. Okay. Get rid of that. Yes, good. Very nice. He is one heck of a coach at this point. Sorry, I want to keep my options open. So do I. So do I. We've got all of our skill badges basically. We're a pretty elite coaching staff. Alright, Coach Carousel. At this stage, you can choose where to continue your coaching career. Oh my god. I finally see some offers that I wouldn't mind, like a Notre Dame offer. I mean, how do I ignore a Notre Dame offer? I don't think you can. Minnesota for the Big Ten would be kind of interesting. That would be more of a rebuilding type situation. But Notre Dame? It's not Wisconsin. I mean, most people would be saying, well, it's better than Wisconsin. It might be too good, though. What? Is there such a thing as too good? Oh boy. You know, let's really think about this. What is the upside to Notre Dame? Well, they're a prestige 9 team with 53 facilities that is going to be able to compete for every top recruit across the country instantaneously. Okay, well, that's true. But they're there. They're at the top. You had nothing to do with it. You could go to the Golden Gophers and you could make an impact. They're a Big Ten team that is struggling along. They would love to be able to rival Ohio State, but they're just not getting anywhere. Or you could do the same thing with Iowa. You could, though the Golden Gophers, they appeal to me a little bit more. So I've actually played on in the what is it, the Metrodome in Minnesota. Played on their field in high school. It was pretty cool. And we all got to watch a Gophers versus Wisconsin Badger game, which of course we were rooting for the Badgers. I mean, the Golden Gophers, the Golden Gophers are certainly a step up from Northern Illinois. Technically speaking, they're Big Ten. They're a solid organization, and there's still something I can rebuild. There's still something. There's still I can have an effect. I can take them from 5 prestige and raise them up. I can make my mark on Minnesota, where Notre Dame, there is no making a mark on Notre Dame. Notre Dame is already great, right? You know, what I do to Notre Dame isn't going to change anything. I'm just going to be another coach amongst a litany of coaches that have coached an overpowered program that can succeed just because it is Notre Dame. Alright, I think I'm talking myself into Minnesota here. Am I going to finally move? I think I'm finally going to move. Well, if you were going to move to a Big Ten squad, you could have done that long ago. I think you were offered other Big Ten positions. You might have been offered Northwestern at some point, which would have been like the best rebuilding. Was I offered Northwestern? If I did, I should have taken it, because that... No, we're taking Minnesota. Okay, I've been following your career and think you'd be a great fit here at Minnesota. Will you accept the position as our head coach? Alright, my current contract is $1.5 million at $2.45 million. You're offering me $5.05 million. What's this coach lock here? Means the coach cannot leave to another school. They can be fired, however. Oh, these are the contracts I get to choose from. Team lock, insure, double lock. Let's go 6 years and just straight up leave my offers open. And that actually brings my salary down, which is like, wait, you want to bring your salary down? Well, it leaves me more salary to play with for the other coaches. I gotta sign for a 6-year contract at the Golden Gophers. It is. It's time to leave Northern Illinois. But you did so much for Northern Illinois. I have done so much for Northern Illinois. They are pretty much the new powerhouse in their conference. Alright. It's a thing. I'm a Golden Gopher. Select offensive coordinator. This is the offensive coordinator currently on staff. They are still available. You can retain them or elect to hire someone new. Previous team NIU. They're being offered to Florida State Seminoles as offensive coordinator. Can I lure you to the Golden Gophers, Wyatt? That would be great if I could. Sign contract. Heck yeah. And can I bring my defensive coordinator over too? That would be great. You can try to... this coach refuses all counteroffers and cannot be retained. What's the job he's getting? Head coach? Oh, he's taking over my job? Oh, that's hilarious, but good on you, I suppose. My former defensive coordinator has decided to take over my job at NIU. I'm sad to see you go, but it is what it is. So I need a 3-4 aggressive zone defensive coordinator. 3-4 aggressive zone. 1-10-10-4. You have badges. All defensive players get +1 optionality against thrown option. Protect the end zone defense. Goal line expert trainer. Dominant blocks. All defensive players get +1 block shedding in game. All defensive players get +1 zone coverage in game. Okay. Your badges aren't terrible. Although, here's a guy from CMU. one of the guys I've played against for a while. Do I want to give him a shot? Recruiting pitches to safeties. Are you a recruiter? You are. Dominant blocks, gets +1 block shedding, defensive line recruiter. Strength kills. All that gets 10 defensive IQ. You're pretty good. You're younger. I feel like I'll have more of a and I like the fact that he's from Central Michigan University. He's a guy I've been beaten up on for a while. And I'll be like offering him a chance to come up to the Big Ten with me after losing my own defensive coordinator. I tapped a defensive coordinator from the conference I had been beaten up to come along with me. You know, there's a story there, isn't it? I've played against him enough that I've established a relationship. I like what he's done. So let's go with it. Let's hire this guy. Current contract. I mean, this contract seems worse than his current contract. Am I going to fail to get him for this? On to the staff. If they are fired too quickly, coach integrity will... Okay, yes, sign. Alright. We have a new defensive coordinator. I don't think there'll be a huge drop in production with him. I think we'll get along fine. Shall we take a look at the league coaching changes? All of these guys have gone over to Minnesota. Keenan McKnight, Ohio State Buckeyes, has taken over the Notre Dame head coaching position. So yeah, just it's exactly what I was talking about. Notre Dame is going to fill in their head coaching position with some great coach, and you're just another great coach amongst a litany of other great coaches. How do you shine or excel in a program that has been so storied through the years, you know? But here in Minnesota, in the Golden Gophers have never really gotten their opportunity to shine. They've always been respectable. They've always been an average team in the greatest conference in college football. So they get the respect because they are part of the Big Ten. They always go out there, they give it their all, they do semi-good, but, you know, they've never consistently won national championships. They've never consistently won the Big Ten. They've always been kind of there in that great conference, but they've never really pushed to flower, to yeah, we are going to make Minnesota great again. MAGA time. Make Minnesota great again. All right, here we go. Golden Gophers. It's going to happen. I was gonna say a Wisconsin coach retired, and I didn't get offered Wisconsin, but it's the offensive coordinator. So you know what's gonna happen, right? Now that I've taken the Minnesota job, next year, like when I get through 1 year at Minnesota, Wisconsin's gonna offer me, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, I have to take it. I can just see it happening already. Alright, players leaving. Well, it doesn't matter anymore because I'm not part of that squad anymore. I've got a whole new bunch of people I know nothing about. We're back from starting from square one all over again. All that recruiting that I did doesn't matter. That's kind of part of when you take these coaching changes, where it just kind of feels like when you're going into this first season, it's like, I had no effect on this. All right, nil money, 0. Really? Starting 2029, committed recruits, outstanding nil offers, convince players to stay, money total remaining. Okay, so I've got no nil to work with, and there's players leaving. We have a cornerback who's wanting to go into the 6th round of the NFL draft. Make a promise, make an all-conference team in 2030. Make an all-conference team in 2030. I mean, I don't think I can make this promise. It's not up to me, it's up to him. Though he should be able to. Look, we've got a pretty decent squad here. Look at this. Oh, actually, these are guys that are graduating. Goodbye, pretty decent kicker. Wow. Okay, we've got a couple of offensive linemen who should hopefully be in the 80s this year. We got something to work with here. Players transferring, I don't think there's not anything I can do about that. I don't have any nil money. No nil to work with players transferring. Wait, I have no money now? Here you can make decisions about transferring players and cutting players to free up roster spots. You can try to convince certain players to stay or encourage more players to leave. Wants playing time. Projected 3rd in the depth chart. Safety. Quarterback. Senior. Wants playing time. Projected 1st in the depth chart. Kicker. Wants playing time. Projected 1st in the depth chart. quarterback wants playing time. Projected second in the depth chart. Sophomore. D durability. D durability. You're a sophomore, you're a senior. Your QBIQ is low, decent arm strength, average accuracy. Okay, and your QBIQ is high, decent accuracy, lousy arm strength, so you're mirror images of each other. Wants playing time, will return. Player who leaves school before their renewal deal is up are required to return a percentage. And there's straight up some garbage on this squad. Seventh in the depth chart. You can go. You're a freshman, A potential, you can stay. We've got a D plus 71 overall running back who wants playing time. What can I do? 50 carries? Nah, we're not convincing you to stay. We're not convincing you to stay either. We don't need to cut players. We're going to have plenty of them leaving on their own accord. %of snaps. You're a sophomore. Alright. Kicking power, punting power. You're first on the depth chart. I don't think it matters. I think I think we'd keep the sophomore. What can we do to convince you? I don't think we do convince you. I think we're going to let you go. We're letting those running backs go. Alright, goodbye, sweet princes. Alright, draft results. Team. I'm curious about my former squad. Northern Illinois. Offensive line, defensive line, linebacker, running back? The sophomore running back was drafted? That's interesting. Alright, and we had one guy drafted from Minnesota. Depth chart not available. Is there a way I could see my team? I'd like to get an idea of my team. I don't know my team very well right now. Alright, these are my QBs. Pretty lackluster. I mean, this guy's alright. He's a sophomore, he's young, he's serviceable. He'll be fine. Incoming recruits. Okay, so this is who Minnesota went after. So we have a Wesley McPherson here. He's a junior. I mean, athleticism is there. His ball skills are not there. Trevor Bunch is looking better in my opinion. I could see Trevor Bunch becoming a decent player. It's a sophomore. Okay, so we got something going on there. Wide receivers will be serviceable. Tight ends. Looks like we have a strongish tight end here. Yeah, pretty good receiving tight end. Offensive line. This is what I most want to know about. It's gonna take a while to fix this squad. There's some obvious potential problems here. Alright, you're the kicker that was promised. You're the other kicker. I mean, if you're not a kicker, you're a punter. You're probably going to play no matter what. 90 kick accuracy, 62 kick power. Kicking game's pretty weak. Defensive line looks okay-ish. Linebackers look good. Corners look really good. Oh, I promised you would make all conference. And I promised you playing time. Alright, so we have a very strong secondary. We've got a very strong defense. Yeah, defensive wise, we're good. Our running backs aren't quite that impressive. I mean, we got some future running backs maybe. Quarterback is meh, but good enough. Yeah, offensive line feels weak. Kickers feel weak. Offensive line and kickers. Alright. Who's transferring amongst offensive line and kickers? Okay, am I blind here? There we are. Sophomore, 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 sophomore. Freshman. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm interested in you. Alright. Turn off kickers. I want to look at just offensive line at this point. we don't have a lot of nil. Okay, these are the guys we're gonna target. Didn't a bunch of people just leave? Alright, we'll see what those guys think about our offer. Well, about coming to us. We're gonna have to probably go all in on one of the three. Both of the offensive linemen are interested. Let's wait before we throw nil till next week. Just let things play out. It says we have no nil money again. Yeah, no nil money. Well, we're gonna get one of these. It's purely because they want to come to us, not because we paid them. I could have swore it said we had some money before. What is all of this? Okay, well, these are the transfers. Yeah, no surprises here. Just reveal all. What is all of this stuff? I don't know what this was all about, but like nobody signed with us, whoever those are. Minnesota recruiting class. Okay, some decent talent here. Wasn't a horrible deal. Five dropped down to 4 prestige, huh? Right, no budget. Spent no money carries over. Alright, 5 million. Coaching staff. Resolve debts. Stadium. Cover maintenance. Facilities. Cover maintenance. Cover maintenance. Cover maintenance. Alright, not much money left after covering all the maintenance. We're not getting to level 9 facilities anytime soon. Well, not this year anyway. We could possibly get close to level 7 marketing. Or closer to it anyway. So facilities aren't bad. They're not. I think this might be a slight drop off from NIU, but it took me many seasons to get NIU to where it is. This, college life is way higher than NIU was. Academics is way higher than NIU was. Hell, marketing's higher than NIU was. The only thing I had at NIU was facilities. So this all looks pretty decent, to be honest. The fact we dropped down to 4 prestige kind of sucks. We're probably going to be losing a booster. Outgoing boosters. Sean Epps has decided to pause donations for now. If Minnesota returns to its past heights, they may return. Okay, so we've got 4 boosters right now. Well, I'm not opposed to letting Alabama beat up on us. I don't want a 3-game contract. I'd rather have a more immediate contract, like letting Notre Dame beat up on us for $2.5 million, or Georgia for $2 million. I mean, if we're gonna get beaten, what's this? Northern Illinois. Lol. Northern Illinois is up to a 7 prestige team. That's kind of comical. Look at what I did. Look at what I left. Notre Dame. Home and home. Well, let's edit this one. We're not paying to. Sure, how about a home and home versus Miami, Ohio? Temple, maybe? Temple was number 25? 10-3, really? Okay, maybe Temple's more than I really want to bite off then. I'm looking for something winnable that'll still make me money over the course of 2 years. Texas State? 11-3, number 38. UConn. Number 33. Appalachian State, number 56. All right, let's try them. All right, advanced 2030. It's a new year. It's a new team. We're starting from the ground up. We are really probably one of the worst teams in the Big Ten. I don't know what our athletic director expects out of us, but hopefully it's not anything too amazing. Right, I don't plan to change any positions. Off-season gains. So this is like my favorite part of the year. Although I'm going to be looking off at offensive gains for a whole brand new team, which is going to put it in a little bit of a different perspective, probably. All right, well, it's nice to see that we have a pair of 90s on our team. They're both cornerbacks. We have a very, very strong defense. Look at this. We've got 4 corners in the 80s. I mean, actually, no. We've got 2 corners in the 90s and 2 corners in the 80s. Okay, here's an offensive lineman in the 80s. Okay, safety up to 82. Here's another offensive lineman in the 80s. So running back up in the 81s. Is he the first running back? Yeah. I mean, he's got good strength, speed, athleticism. But that ball carrier vision and ball security is... yeah. Another offensive lineman in the 80s? Okay, maybe we might be actually able to make a team out of this. Really? 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 The quarterback. Nothing. Nothing? Nothing. I. Alright, that's good to see. That's good to see. Okay, not the greatest gains here. This one's pretty good. Solid gain, I suppose. Right. Nobody is in the 50s. I mean, the squad isn't that bad. The squad is comparable to what I had over in Northern Illinois, quality-wise. I think we can do something with this. Balanced run first. 3-4 aggressive zone. Correct. Has it kept my things from before? Yeah, it has. Okay, good. Alright, this is what we're looking at quarterback-wise. So freshman, 2 redshirt freshmen. Nothing amazing about any of these guys. I like you. I like this junior more than I like this senior. I think the two of them will be serviceable. So we can use him as more of a short yardage back. And we'll use him as more of a third down back. What do we have here? He's speedy. He's not terrible. Okay, 62-73. Of the top 4 running backs, he's got the best blocking at this point. He's got okay strength. I could make a fullback out of this guy. He's a sophomore. Alright, so third down back, fullback, short yardage back, and just another back to take reps. He's got good speed. He's got the potential to break line. This is not that horrible of a running back group now that I'm looking at it. Wide receivers look fine. Tight ends look okay. Alright, offensive line. The offensive line could be better. Here's a upcoming redshirt freshman with A+ potential that looks fairly decent. Yeah, I think if we invest in strength on him, that should move him up the category list immediately. Offensive line isn't great, but it's good enough, I suppose, for now. I've had worse kickers. Get you a little more kicking power and you'll be okay. Defense is just great. I can't complain about the defense. The defense is, yeah, it's there. Championship caliber defense, in fact, as far as I'm concerned. This defense can take us a long way. Yeah, defense is out of this world. Offense, we got a little pain there. Alright, so that's where we're at. I've taken a new coaching position with the Minnesota Golden Gophers, and we're going to see how that pans out for us. In fact, really quick, just this is a minor thing. I want to see, I haven't seen anything calling the Golden Gophers anywhere. It's got to be somewhere here. Game plan. Minnesota Golden Gophers. Here we go. Yeah. All right. Just a minor little thing, I suppose. I wanted to make sure that Jeff Mod is, doing its thing accurately, changing the names and everything as it's supposed to, and it looks good. Anyway, I'm James Johnson, aka Software. This is my content. Hopefully you're enjoying it. If so, please smash that like button, consider subscribing, and until the next time, all, peace.